Good evening. I'm Mary Newscaster, and this is Channel One's Action News. Tonight we continue our coverage of the L'Aquila earthquake that struck nearly 2 years ago today. Here's Ashley with some coverage of that tragic event. To you, Ashley.
In April 2009, at 1:32 a.m., a 6.3 magnitude earthquake hit the country of Italy. Although it hit central Italy the hardest, the earthquake could be felt across the whole country. It is estimated that the earthquake had a depth of 10 kilometers and an epicenter located close to the major city L'Aquila. It is here in L'Aquila that most of the damage occurred. Looking back into Italy's history, there has not been an earthquake on this scale since 1703. Italy is located in a complicated plate zone with several microplates moving around this region. These microplates are caused by the collision of Africa and Europe, which is greatly fractured. This results in various types of fault action. Scientists believe a major north-south fault line that runs along Italy's Apennine mountain range and a minor east-west fault line that runs across the center of the country to have caused the earthquake. The chairman of Italy's National Institute for Geophysics and Volcanology, Enzo Boschi, states that this was a common tremor for the Apennine mountain chain, but it is impossible to predict when such tremors will happen.
Thanks, Ashley. Now we head over to Kelly for some information on the aftermath of the earthquake.
The biggest social consequences immediately following the L'Aquila earthquake had mostly to do with the loss of cultural history. Most of the Catholic churches in and around L'Aquila from the 12th and 13th centuries were completely leveled, including many where former popes such as Pope Celestine were ordained. Although the earthquake wasn't very large, the buildings were not built to withstand any shaking whatsoever, and therefore tons of cultural history from the Catholic Church in Italy were lost. In total, there were 45 cultural icons that have yet to be restored throughout Italy as a result of the earthquake. These buildings cannot be immediately restored due to a lack of funding. There was argument whether to restore the historical components of L'Aquila first or to help those immediately affected by the quake by lack of food or housing. Homeless camps were housed over 40,000 people after the earthquake that Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi donated millions of dollars to help set up. The Prime Minister also led a funeral for the victims about a month after the quake, which essentially united the Italian people to help each other with reconstruction and relief efforts. Officials in Italy rejected aid from international powers, saying that Italy was a proud people, yet they also released a statement saying that they would accept aid from the United States to rebuild any given suburb of L'Aquila. However, the national aid they were receiving from large businesses around the country was not sufficient for fast and effective relief efforts. The damage to the city's infrastructure and industrial buildings was also heavy. The damages to these facilities lasted long enough to hurt L'Aquila economically and close schools and businesses for several weeks.
Thanks, Kelly. Now we'll head over to Greece, who has more information on the trials that have broken out as a result of the earthquake. Nearly 2 years after the earthquake, trials involving 7 Italian seismologists and government officials have developed. The individuals are currently under investigation for manslaughter due to their failure to warn the people of L'Aquila of the earthquake before it occurred. The group is composed of current employees of the National Institute for Geophysics and Volcanology. Prior to the damaging earthquake in April, the city of L'Aquila had been experiencing a number of less intense quakes. In a public statement, the seismologist stated that these frequent small quakes were not precursors to a bigger, stronger one. The question of the court is if the severity of the destruction of the quake was directly related to the false predictions of the scientists. Many townspeople accuse the scientists guilty. However, even today's advanced technology, it is not yet possible to accurately predict the exact specifics of an earthquake before they occur. These trials are causing international efforts to understand earthquakes better, such as advancements in seismic risk maps, awareness, and preparation. As for now, the only thing the city of L'Aquila can do is wait for the verdict from the jury. Thanks, Grace. As you can see, the tragedy in L'Aquila and in Italy is far from over. We will continue to have more coverage on the earthquake for the next couple of days. Have a good day, and thank you for tuning in to Channel One's Action News.